Hello peeps and welcome back to the Age of Engineering. Alright, so last episode we built this magnificent energy core. And I started pumping power into it. I did realize that in order to shift these pylons between input and output mode, you have to right click the sphere on top of it. So this one is now set to output mode, so it is actually outputting to my power cell. And we've got a decent amount of power stored in here. 2.4 billion is what I'm currently sitting at, but I want more. So this episode, we are going to get into a couple of things. Number one is I'm actually going to, well, I don't know, because this thing isn't currently running. Well, I mean it is, but it's not outputting much, because I'm just getting cyanite. I mean, nothing serious going on here. But we're going to get into some deep resonance stuff, I think. So, let's get going, because we got quite a bit to do. Now, deep resonance, it all starts with these machine frames, which is made with machine chassis, resonating plates, electrical steel, which I probably should have checked to see if I had enough of that on camera. Easy enough to make. Just get a stack of silicon, stack of iron, stack of coal powder, and we'll just make some real quick. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have enough. You and all of you. That's going to work. Good. While we're at it, let's go get the extra silicon out of here that I made. And I'll also show you what I did off camera, because I did quite a bit off camera this time. We'll go ahead and get that processing too. Okay, so the first thing I did off camera is my IE2 setup that was down here to produce all of my nuclear fuel and my matter fabricator and all that is gone. I picked it all up and moved it. Now that does mean that I lost 16 buckets worth of UU matter. Honestly, I'm not that concerned about it. The UU matter was mostly just a side effect of power processing. I still have some buckets of it, and I can easily make more if I need to. The second thing, I noticed that I was having the same problem with stills that I was having with the multi-block tanks, and that when I logged out and logged back in, these things would only be half full instead of completely full. So what I did was, in line, I put a quantum tank. This is from Tech Reborn, and it's not cheap. I'm just going to say it's not cheap. It takes a couple of platinum, some advanced circuits, and these elite fuel tanks. These are easy to make. This is just some diamond, some gold, some iron, whatever. Quantum storage unit takes highly advanced machine blocks, so you're looking at titanium and chrome. It takes data orbs, which is a shitload of emeralds. And it takes the large storage crate, which is 4 empowered void crystals around the medium, which is 4 void crystals, which is, yeah, you guys get the idea. But quantum tank in place. 1.1 million millibuckets of ethanol saved up. I'm not going to have to worry about fuel for a long time. I could just add more turbines to this to get more power out of it, but I want to get onto deep resonance. So, like I said, it all starts with those machine blocks. How many resonating plates do I have? Only 10. That's not going to be enough. If I melt down 4 more of these, that should be plenty. To get me started anyway. 32? Yeah, that'll be good to start. Okay, so basically, we need one of every one of these machines for the most part. We're going to need one energy collector, we're going to need one generator controller, we're going to need multiple generators eventually. We'll need a crystallizer, a smelter, quite a few tanks probably, a purifier, a pedestal. Well, we don't need the pedestal. We do need the valves. We do need the lens. We do need the infusing laser. So let's start out with what we really need, which is the generator. So, machine frames. 1. Good thing I made the electrical steel, huh? I'm going to need at least 8 of these. So we'll go ahead and make 8. Generator controller takes a redstone comparator. Easy enough. That gets me that. The energy collector sits on top of that. The generators. I'm going to start with 2 of these, I think. That's good. I will need a crystallizer. So there's that. I will need a smelter. So there's that. I will need multiple tanks. I'm out of glass. Again? I really need to set up auto glass production. To just keep me in shit tons of glass. But whatever. There's that. I'm going to start with 5 tanks. I may need more than that. We need a purifier, which means we need this filter material. The filter material is blissfully cheap to make, so we're going to make several stacks of that. There's my purifier. We are going to need a valve, which is another redstone comparator. There's that. We will need the lens. And we will need the infusing laser, which means I need 1 more of these machine frames. And that's a good basic setup. Now, I'm also going to need something from RF Tools, and I can never remember what the hell this is called. Level emitter, storage, logic gate, timer sequencer, wire sensor, enter monitor. I want to say it's a fluid scanner or something. Fluid outlet. Can never remember what the hell this thing is, but I guess I could use integrated dynamics. I've never used integrated dynamics. We should try that. I think I will. I think we'll try integrated dynamics. Okay, let's go find a place to put this. I'm going to put this over in the corner, is where I'm going to put my setup. So, this all starts with the smelter. Smelter has to have a tank under it. Where's the smelter? There it is. So, tank, smelter. The smelter has to be powered, first of all, and it has to have liquid in this tank. Now, the liquid that goes in this tank has to be lava, and it has to be kept at about 50% of the tank's capacity, which is, if I remember right, 16 millibuckets. Or 16 buckets. So we want to try and keep about 8 buckets in there. After the smelter, we need a purifier, or we need tanks. So I'm going to put 2 tanks up on top of here. Actually, we're going to make it 3 tanks. On the side of this, we're going to put a purifier. Under this, we're going to put a valve. And the valve is going to be set to 100, 100, 100 to start. This is going to have another tank. I may actually want a few more tanks. Thankfully, these deep resonance tanks are stupid cheap. So, tank, tank. Tank. And on top of that, we need the crystallizer. That's what's actually going to make our crystals. Now, facing towards this, we need to have the infusing laser. So, we'll just get a couple of building blocks to put this thing up on. The infusing laser goes there. The lens goes on the side of that in order to focus the laser into that. We can now break this. And catalyst missing. This also requires power. So, how are we going to get power to this? I could just tap it into this line. But I think I actually want to go a different way. Let's make a few more Wyvern energy crystals. That should get me 4. Once it's done storing everything. And now, let's change one of these into a wireless energy crystal. This is going to require 2 particle generators, 4 eyes of Ender, or 2 eyes of Ender, a couple of Ender pearls, and 1 of our relays. So, let's make particle generators. We only need 2. They're pretty cheap. This is going to get us our Wyvern wireless energy relay. We're going to put him, say... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put him up here. This acts kind of like a relay, except let's get my... I'm actually going to want to put another relay up here, I think. Put one right there. Let's get my crystal binder out. And we're going to bind that to this relay. I'm going to bind this relay to this wireless relay. And now we're going to save that. These things cannot run efficiently when they're being limited by Ender Energy Conduit. They can run much faster than this conduit can support. So, we're going to link all of these to that wireless relay. That means I don't have to have this anymore. Means I don't have to have any of this. Actually, I do want to keep that one, though, because that is giving me an extra 5,000 per tick possible output. Which I don't think is currently being used for anything, but yeah, we'll let it go. But we're also going to link this infusing laser, this smelter, and this crystallizer. The purifier and the valve don't require RF, but everything else does. Okay, now let's get on with integrated dynamics. I'm going to need you know what, I'm just going to use a frickin' liquid monitor. I'll mess with this off camera. So if I mess with this any longer, I'm not going to get anything done this episode. So, we'll rip all this up. We'll replace my glowstone. After I get done with the lag spike. And we're going to need a way to get some of that out of there. So I'll just use buckets for now. Should be able to take 9 buckets out. Put some of this crap away. I can put my other crap back on. Put you away, put you away, put you away. I'll put you in there and you in there. We'll keep you with me. Sure, why not? Get rid of this useless mineral crap. I'll have to look at the info on that again and figure out what I'm doing. Really? Okay, well. I know a way to do it. These tanks auto-balance. So by breaking that, I've reduced it to about, 8.4 buckets. Once the conduit thins out, it'll be like maybe 8.6. Place that back down, level the shit out. Liquid monitor goes there. Alarm level off at 50%. So, you should be off. Right? Right. Put this down. We're going to set this to output. Let's get some sort of other tank. Sure, we'll use you. No, we won't. Your liquid oxygen. We'll just make a new one. You're going to set the pole. It's going to drain that. Get out of my way, butterfly. I will wreck your shit. Okay, that should be enough. It'll be enough to test it anyway. This currently has 8.5 buckets in it. If I place this tank down, this is now below 5.3 buckets. This should be outputting a redstone signal, but it's not. Or is it? Does it output to the bottom? Less than 50%. Okay. So at less than 50%, it outputs the redstone signal. And it has stopped outputting the redstone signal because it is higher than 50%. So that is now drawing out. I'm actually going to set this to about 46%. And we'll call that good. Okay, next step. We need some of this resonating ore. I don't remember how much of this shit it takes, so I'm just going to add a stack, and we're going to call it good. We're also going to need a chest. And some of those filters. We'll attach the chest back here. Filters in. And those filters will start purifying the liquid that goes into here. So you can see right now quality is 100% because we are maintaining a decent level of liquid in this tank. If the liquid level in this tank is too high or too low, your quality suffers. And quality is a multiplier that's added to everything that happens. So you want to keep this as good as possible. Now, this infusing laser. it needs catalyst. Well, catalysts, well, the catalyst itself is one thing, but it has a tank in here where you melt down old or wild found crystals. I'm going to need another tank now, aren't I? Because I hijacked that one. So I'll put that there. You've got lava in you, so we don't want you to be connected to anything. We'll put you away. If you take a look at this, you'll see purity 48.6%, strength 10%, efficiency 10%. That's awesome. What does that mean? Well, purity increases radiation if it's low. The higher the purity, the lower the radiation. Radiation is a thing, and it needs to be... You have to kind of watch it. You either have to surround it with the dense obsidian or something. Strength and efficiency. Strength is the total amount of power that's stored in a crystal, and efficiency is how fast the crystal can give off energy. In other words, how much RF per tick it produces. Strength is how much RF is stored total. Efficiency is how much it produces. So, how do you increase that? Well, you use catalysts. You can see here that certain things have effects on the purity, strength, and efficiency. Well, ender pearls, which we have a huge supply of, increases purity by 2% per 500 millibuckets of RCl, which is the resonating crystal liquid. Gunpowder increases strength and efficiency at the cost of purity. These shards are great to use, but we don't have access to them. What we do have access to, however, is nether stars. One nether star increases strength and efficiency by 90% and decreases purity by 60%. So you have to be careful with these, because if purity hits 0, it totally wrecks your liquid. We're also going to need a lever in order to turn the laser's power on. And what's our purity looking like? Let's infuse a few ender pearls into it. So, you can see it's burning up the ender pearls to beam into this. Purity is increasing. Slowly, but it's increasing. Part of that increase is from this filter material. We are going to want a hopper, probably. Because with the hopper, I can automatically infuse the filter material in. But we're currently at about 58% purity. Let's go ahead and use a nether star. That is going to dramatically increase the strength and efficiency of this liquid. Let's use about 3 more. You can see we're killing the purity. Use 3 more. The goal here is we're trying to get that strength up. Can't really use any more nether stars at the moment, because if I do, I'm going to get my purity too low. But I do have a lot of emeralds, and emeralds are great to boost purity. So I'll infuse 8 emeralds into it. That'll get my purity up. And for the moment, I'm going to take the resonating ore out. Okay, purity is up a bit. So we should be able to infuse 3 more nether stars. We're at 85%. We're at 91% purity. Or 91% strength and efficiency. I'm going to go ahead and let this episode run a little bit long because I want to get the first crystal producing on camera, and then next episode we'll actually set it up. We'll infuse one nether star. Brought us to 97%. One more. Gets us to 100%. Now, we just infuse emeralds until we get that purity up to 100. Now, one thing I've never tried is multiple lasers. I might actually give that a shot. Let's try it. Need a few more of these plates. Okay, there's the laser. And they need this lens too. And we're going to need a lever. Let's try attaching a second laser. We're going to attach this laser right on this wall, I think. Crystal bind it. Power it. Oh, it will work, but I'm out of crystal catalyst. I don't have any more crystals. Okay, well, how are we looking? 50%. Not too bad. Let's toss another stack of emeralds in here and see what happens. Now, one thing to note is that this purifier does a great job, but this can only get the liquid to 80% purity. It can't go any further than 80%. So to get anything past 80% on purity, you have to infuse it with this stuff. So it looks like we're gaining 0.5 for each emerald we're putting in. Roughly. And then when the purifier kicks in, that gives us a little extra boost. Wonder if multiple purifiers would work. Let's try it. I mean, we've really got nothing to lose but time, right? Let's grab some filter material and put it in here, and if it starts getting burned up, we'll know. Actually, it won't because it's past 82% now. So now we're just relying on the emeralds to finish the job. I currently have this set to 100% purity, 100% strength, 100% efficiency. This thing will not transfer fluid to the bottom tank until this is perfect quality. How are we looking for emeralds? Probably going to need a few more. So we'll pop that in. We'll watch this. As soon as it hits 100% quality, then I will kill the emerald infuser. And it should start pumping the RCL into the bottom tank, and it should be picked up by the crystallizer. 99.3, 99.9, 100. We can see that we've got 100% purity quality and everything going into there. It's draining out of the top. Crystallizer is getting liquid crystal. Currently at 4%. 6. Let's go ahead and set this up while that's going. May as well. I'm just going to set it up right here. We'll do a generator controller with 2 generators next to it. Can't remember if the energy collector needs to go on top of that. I think it does. We'll need a lever. And I'm going to need the crystal binder. We're going to need a Wyvern Energy IO placed on this, I believe. We're going to want to attach that to this crystal. How are we doing? 29%. Don't think I have enough liquid crystal created to get this thing to 100%. Yeah, I don't think I melted enough of this stuff to make a crystal. Crystal attributes, resonating crystals, resonating ore. Well, I guess we'll find out. Well, maybe. We're at 48% and there's still 4 buckets in here. And note that that's 4 buckets total, not 4 buckets per tank. There's no energy collector on this generator. It's right there. So does it have to be attached on this? Yes, okay. And then I am going to need the pedestal. Well, I don't think I really need the pedestal. I think I just need to put the crystal down on something next to it. Been a while since I've used this mod. Oh, I don't know. It's going to be close. I wish this thing ran a little faster. While we are waiting for this, let me click on this. And lens and laser purifier, resonating generator control, energy collector. Need 1 energy collector on top of the generator multi-block. Only 1 collector can be put on a single. Okay. A single block supports up to 2 crystals. Yeah, the crystal just needs to be put somewhere near it. It doesn't need to be right on top of it. Okay, 90%. We're actually going to get a crystal out of this. So excited. Let's put a piece of marble down right here. That's where we're going to put our crystal. $97, $98, $99, $100. Resonating crystal, 100% purity, 100% strength, 100% efficiency. Power left, 100%. Pop that down. This thing is capable of producing 19,981 RF per tick. Let's turn that on. Output 19.32K RF per tick. Nice. It is draining the power pretty quickly though. It's already at 90%. Or 99%. Probably should get a radiation sensor. Oh, well. I guess you can cheat. So there's some minor radiation around here. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Especially since the further away you get, the more it dissipates. I honestly don't care about minor radioactive effects. This thing's not going to put out a lot of radioactivity because it's completely pure. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. 20% and the tank is completely empty. So I'm going to go ahead and make some more crystals off camera. And then we'll see where we're going from there. But this has effectively more than doubled my energy production with this one crystal. I can set up as many of these stupid things as I want. I think I'll probably do that. But for right now, thank you guys for watching. This episode's run way too long. This has been Night Dagger with Age of Engineering. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series, and I'll catch you later, peeps.